Today we're going to talk about 10 policies that Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump have the exact same position on. You know, they had a debate this Monday. Today's Thursday. The camera's going to fall. And they try to make the debate seem about how they're different from each other. When you look at their policies, lots of them are the same. There are minor differences in how they approach things and in demeanor, obviously. I'm not saying they're the exact same person, but the major policies, the policies I care about the most, they have the exact same viewpoint on. So this is going to be a two-part series. I'm going to go through 10 things that they do the exact same. I got my handy notes here. I did a whole 5-minute prep for this video, so I put my sources down below. Freedom of speech in the press. Both candidates want to limit your freedom of speech and the freedom of the press. They do not want valid criticism of themselves. They view it as bigoted or ignorant or hate speech or harassment whenever someone criticizes them, but whenever they criticize someone else, oh, it's okay. That's how the 1% operate. That's how these two candidates operate. They have one set of rules for themselves, one set of rules for everyone else, and their set of rules that they can do whatever they want. Donald Trump has already said he wants to go after newspaper agencies that say bad things about him or simply report the stupid things that he says or the crappy shit that he does. Simply reporting on something bad he's done is bias, in his opinion. He wants to sue those news agencies for libel and slander. He said he would do that if he becomes president. Look it up. It's on Google. Everything I say you can find in 5 seconds in Google, but I'll go ahead and post sources anyway. And he is a fascist. The number one trick of fascists, once they come into power, is to take away the citizens' freedom of speech. It has been done throughout history as a textbook tactic that fascists use. Donald Trump is fascist in every sense of the word. He wants to take control of the government, be in charge of the government, and then strengthen it. He is not about small government, like the Republicans say they are. No, he wants big government when he's in charge, and then when he's not in charge, he wants government to leave him alone so he can do what he wants. Again, it's basically it comes down wherever he wants. He wants to attack your freedom of speech. You can't criticize him when he's in power. Newspaper agencies can't report on things he's done bad if he becomes president. Hillary Clinton is part of the new feminist movement, the third wave of feminism, and they are very anti-freedom of speech. They consider when someone debunks their theory and say, this is why I think you're wrong, A, B, and C, and here are my rational logical conclusions to why I came to these conclusions of A, B, and C, no name calling, no insults whatsoever, they will still consider that hate speech and harassment and not protected under the First Amendment. They want to shut down. They want to say whatever they want to be able to say, just bigoted, slanted, ignorant things, and they don't want anyone to be able to criticize them. They want to shut it down. That's why lots of these feminist YouTube channels and stuff, they have the ratings and the comments turned off so no one can say anything about what they're saying. And Hillary Clinton supports these third-wave feminists. She says she's a feminist. Look it up. I'm not like pulling this stuff out of my ass or these crackpot conspiracy theories. I'm taking the words that they say straight from their mouths. Hillary Clinton says, I'm a feminist. Third-wave feminists have consistently attacked the First Amendment, or freedom of speech in specific. Look it up. Okay, that was the first one. Second one, both of them are anti-Second Amendment. I don't really need to explain too much about Hillary Clinton's anti-Second Amendment stance. She makes it very clear. She wants to implement the Australian gun ban that Australia implemented, I think, in the 2000s. She said she wants to implement that exact program. She named that program in particular, and that program took away the guns of law-abiding citizens, leaving them helpless to defend themselves against criminals. So while murders with firearms decreased after they did that ban, which is true, she says that was the case and that's the truth, every single other violent crime went up because the citizens had nothing to defend themselves against criminals. So robberies, muggings, thefts, rapes, assaults, and murders with anything else, just murders in general, went up after that ban. And she wants to implement that plan in America. And whenever you criticize that plan, she just deflects it. She deflects it. She says, It's harassment, you're bullying, cyber violence, as some feminists like to say. And just like, all I'm doing is looking at the stats after they implemented that. Sorry, camera's messing up. All I'm doing is look at the stats after that gun ban was in place. Dang, this camera's really being... It's not cooperating much. All I'm doing is looking at the stats and saying, okay, you did this gun ban, here are the results. I don't want that in America. I want to be able to defend myself against criminals. But she doesn't want you to. She wants you to be a victim. Democrats are always about creating a victim narrative. She does not want you to be able to defend yourself. She only wants the criminals to have guns. Look at how the gun policies Democrat-run cities. New York City, Chicago, D.C., Los Angeles is four off the top of my head that I thought of. Rampant crime, rampant murder. People cannot defend themselves. The only way to defend themselves is to have a gun illegally, and then you wonder why people are arrested for illegal gun ownership all the time. Because it's like, when chosen between breaking the law or having a gun to defend myself, guess which one I'm going to choose? Okay, it's number 2. I need to talk about Donald Trump's. Okay. Donald Trump was endorsed by the NRA, yet he openly says he wants to take your guns away. The NRA, it just amazes me. The NRA is so steeped in their bigotry and hatred that they're willing to elect a bigot and a fucking retard to the Oval Office just to satisfy those ignorant, bigoted views, despite the fact that he is anti-Second Amendment. That's how Donald Trump has got people in a frenzy. He's duped all of them. He's duped the NRA into backing him when he openly says, I support stop and frisk laws that take people's guns away. Just, it's a cops walking down the street, they think you're suspicious, or they don't have to give any reason at all. Stop and frisk, you have a gun, that's ours now. Fascists also, once they take away freedom of speech, or even before freedom of speech, they take away your guns. They want total control of every single aspect of your lives. And how are you going to do that when the citizenry has arms that they can not really beat you? I'm not saying we could beat the United States military, but just drag on the Civil War so much so they know they have to respect the Constitution. They have to respect our rights, because we will fight back if they don't. But if your citizenry is disarmed, you can do whatever you want. Donald Trump is a textbook fascist. He takes after his Russian lover Putin, who is a straight-up fascist. So why would I have any doubts as to say, when he says, I'm going to take your guns away, why would I disbelieve that? And second of all, even if he said, nah, it's not what I meant, I don't want to take your guns away, he is a pathological liar. He contradicts himself not only in the same day, in the same hour, in the same interview, but sometimes in the same sentence. He contradicts himself. I do not believe anything that comes out of that guy's mouth. When he says, oh, that's not what I meant, I don't want to take your guns away. Well, you already said you did, so which one is it? And even if, let's hypothetically, he doesn't want to, how can I trust you when you pathologically and habitually lie all the time? I'm not going to trust you at all. I do not trust you to be the government that has the power to take my guns away. No. I do not trust anything that man says. I don't know why. Millions of people have been duped by his stupid... His presentations are like a PowerPoint Business 101. Like, it's so fucking elementary, and they gobble it up. But I'm getting sidetracked. He's anti-Second Amendment. Third one, they want to deny your right to a speedy trial. Both candidates support the Patriot Act and the NDAA, which gives the government the ability to kidnap you in the dead of night, hold you in a secret military jail, which location we do not know, without access to a lawyer or family. They will not tell the family where you have gone. They can hold you indefinitely because the quote-unquote war on terror is going on forever. It's been going on for 15 years now. And they can technically hold you for that whole amount of time. Isn't that just the greatest thing? Let's create endless war and then give ourselves this power to hold whoever we say is a terrorist in these secret military detention facilities, therefore denying their access to a speedy trial, which is in the Bill of Rights. Oh, let's just waive that because we're in wartime. You don't want the terrorists to win. Are you supporting terrorism? That's why I call it the Patriot Act, because if you didn't support it, you're unpatriotic. Both of them supported those two policies. Look it up. They openly say those policies are good. It's not some crackpot conspiracy theory. They openly support those two programs, and if you read the fucking laws themselves, you will see it right there. Black and white. They are not hiding anything because they know they can get away with it because the American people are sheeple and don't challenge them on anything. Number 4, big debt/deficit. Both candidates support big government, big spending. They do not want to get rid of a deficit to get a surplus. They do not want to get rid of the $20 trillion debt that we have. All they want to do is spend on the programs that they love. They do not have a balanced. They have no plan for a balanced budget. They have no plan on how to decrease the debt so that we do not default on our loans, or that we do not spend so much that we can't even afford the interest in our debt, and that's when we default, and that's when the economy crashes. That's when China doesn't lend us more money because we're fucking retarded. Both of them. When have they ever talked about reducing the debt or getting rid of the deficit? When have either candidate talked about either that? No, they don't care. The problem will happen after they're out of office. They don't fucking care. That's number 4. Number 5, government increase. That's kind of similar to number 4. Neither of them is small government. The Republicans, like I said before, like to tout their party as the one of small government. But if you look at the numbers, ever since Ronald Reagan, they have increased the size of government every single fucking year. They abandoned that principle long ago. Both of them want big government to control every single aspect of their lives. And look to where that has got us before. The government red tape is killing this economy. It is strangling it because people cannot create jobs and cannot create new businesses because they've jumped through all of these hoops. They cannot work new jobs like shoe shiners and hairdressers because they have to do all of these fucking government regulations and requirements that people, they're poor. They don't have time for that. They don't have the money for all that to take all these tests and all these qualifications that the government mandates. Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump are fine with that. They don't fucking care about the small guy, the small business that gets screwed over. They want policies that benefit them, the 1%, and screw everyone else.